Hello, and welcome to my Mario Kart Double Dash Deluxe presentation. This is what I will be giving. I'll be giving this to Mr. Miyamoto in just a few weeks, as I really want to pitch this idea to him, because it's really good. Everyone knows Mario Kart Double Dash, but I want to port it to the Nintendo Switch system in 2024 with this content before I die at age 24, which is potentially this year. So if I die before development's finished, someone will have to carry it on. Here we go. Is my mouse showing up? Okay. Oh, sorry, my subs. Hold up. Mario Kart Double Dash Deluxe. That's the image. You see that text down there? This Japanese text? That says Deluxe. Trust me, don't look it up. Okay, here we go. Number 1. New characters. We got a bunch of new characters introduced here. First off, we've got Rosalina, who's a medium weight class, and Luma, who's a lightweight class. Their item would be the Dash Star. Just like it behaves in Tour, it shoots out 3 dash rings. It's actually called the Dash... It's called the Dash Ring. I don't know why it says Dash Star, but that's okay. The same idea. It shoots out 3 dash rings, and you get a decent boost. This boost would have to be stronger than Tour, however, and perhaps could even provide... Like, if you hit someone, it's like a mushroom boost, so it would knock them back. This needs to be stronger than Tour, though, because it is just worse than triple mushrooms otherwise. But we'll get to that in a bit, as to what makes this quite nice otherwise. I think I said otherwise twice. I'll make sure that I don't do that when I'm talking to you, Mr. Miyamoto. Okay, next up. New characters, Shy Guy, which is a lightweight, and Ninja, which is lightweight. These two are from Super Mario Bros. 2. They're very well-known characters from that game. They're both enemies that returned in the future. And their item would be the POW block, specifically the red POW block from Super Mario Bros. 2. Also known as Super Mario Bros. USA. I have to make sure I say that when I talk to Mr. Miyamoto, because he doesn't know what Super Mario Bros. 2 is. He'll think I'm talking about the lost levels. We can't have that happen. So this is the Shy Guy and Ninja for Super Mario Bros. USA. Now, their POW block... Oh, their POW block is a throw... Oh, no! My game audio's gone. There we go. Hold on. Okay, that's been fixed finally. Okay, so the POW block, it's a throwable item that... It's basically like a miniature bomb that explodes on impact. A little bit larger than, say, the big banana. You would throw it forward and it would explode, which is really nice. It would do... It would do the spin out that the Bowser shell causes, so it would knock you, like, it'd have knockback. So if you got hit, say the POW block lands, like, say you're Ninja here and the POW block lands here, Ninja's gonna go flying to the left, okay? Just like a Bowser shell. If the Bowser shell hits you on the right side, you get sent to the left, okay? Same idea. Now, you can also place it behind you, and it will become a hazard. It's pretty small, about the size of a banana, but it will explode on impact. Basically making it like a stationary Bowser shell, essentially. And it wouldn't explode until someone hits it, or if something else hits it. So this would be a pretty good item. Alright, next character's Dixie Kong, who's a lightweight, and Funky Kong, who's a heavyweight. And their item would be the Banana Barrel. Now, the Banana Barrel is the exact same as it behaves in Tour, where 2 banana cans show up on both sides of your car, and then they shoot bananas. 1, 2, 1, 2, left and right, alternating bananas. And on top of that, they behave as a little bit of a shield from items that can hit you from the left and right. So if a shell were to hit you from the left, it would destroy the banana barrel before hitting you, and it would break on the banana barrel. Obviously, if a big shell hits you, you're going to just die. This banana barrel's not protecting you from that, but it will protect you from small stuff like green shells from the side, or like an egg from the side as well. It would protect you from that. Obviously, eggs don't do that, though, so I don't know why it would protect you from that. It's mostly for like green shells and other bananas and stuff. So yeah, decent item. Of course, Dixie Kong appeared in Mario Kart Tour and Puxy Kong Mario Kart Wii, so these are veteran characters unlike Ninja or Luma, who have both never been drivable. But, you know, Dixie yet to appear in an actual Mario Kart console game, so this would be really good for her. Okay, next characters, the Sprixie Princesses and Plessie. The Sprixie Princesses at medium weight and Plessie at heavyweights. These are the 3D World rep, of course, 3D World being a popular game that released in 2013 alongside the Nintendo Wii U, same year, definitely. I think it was also 2014, not 2013, but I'm not positive. Either way, the princesses are quite unique in that they would be able to switch their models. So you can select the princess, and you're like, oh, I want to play as which one. So you can play as any of them, and you know what? You can play as both of them. We'll get back to them that later. Sorry, I'm stuttering. I'm really nervous because I'm talking to Shigeru Miyamoto right now. Sorry, Mr. Miyamoto, Miyamoto-san. Their item would be the Super Bell, which would behave the exact same as it is in Tour, which is an aerial effect around the player for 3 rings. So basically, it rings. There's a period in between, then it rings again, then a period in between, then it rings again. It's like the Super Horn with the ring. It's very powerful. It would have to be very, not a super common item because it's just so strong. And I think it would be best if it just gave the double spin out that the banana gives, not the same as the pow block, which is also an area effect that circles an area. It would want to be something a little bit less powerful than that, because of course this is 3 area effect attacks, and it's directly tied to the player. Plus, he of course hasn't been playable ever, but is a very large version of Yoshi essentially. It's like the Bowser of Yoshi's, except he's good. So it's like the Donkey Kong of Yoshi's. And that's a great thing to have in a game. And he's just a very lovable fella. So I think that this would be a great first appearance for him. And honestly, who doesn't love Plessy? Plessy's great. You can make a Plessy car. It'd be really good. But there's no cars in the pitch. I'm sorry, everyone. I couldn't design the vehicles in time for the pitch. Miyamoto's very strict with his with what he wants in his presentations. I gotta keep it short. Okay, very important here. 20 retro courses. All right. So we got all the old courses, and then there are 20 retro courses also added, making the total from 16 to 36. That's a lot of tracks. There are going to be 4 tracks taken from every game from Wii, pre-Wii, Wii, and previously. So from the SNES game in the middle here, we have Donut Plains, one of the ones, I'm not sure, I think that's 3, which was remade in Mario Kart 8. SNES, Rainbow Road, also in Mario Kart 8. These are just 2 iconic tracks. Koopa Beach 2, I believe, also very iconic, one of the only beach tracks here. And then you have Ghost Valley 3, which hasn't been remade yet, as far as I'm aware. And look, you could have some elevation stuff changes for these ones. The SNES and GBA courses could have elevation and be a little bit more dynamic, kind of like what they're doing with the Mario Kart 8 Booster Pass, which is the inferior game, by the way. Next up, you got the Nintendo 64 classic courses. You got Mario Raceway, Yoshi Valley, Royal Raceway, and Bowser Castle. These are all kind of more generic courses, but you need a mix of those in there as well, with all the exciting courses that we got later on. Mario Raceway is one of those fun bag tracks that anyone can win, so it's really good for one of those earlier GPs. For the GBA game, we got Sky Garden, Riverside Park, Cheap Beach Isle, Cheap Isle, I think, actually, and Snowland. These are all very, very fun, different vibe tracks. From the DS, look, Desert Hills. Everyone loves Desert Hills, one of the best tracks ever made. DK Pass, everyone likes Donkey Kong Pass, one of the more fun snow tracks in the game. Very fun music. Airship Fortress, very dynamic, and TikTok Clock. All these are kind of more difficult tracks for sure, but they make sure to make good use of the Mario Kart Double Dash engine. And then there's Maple Tree Way, Koopa Cape, Daisy Circuit, and Toad Factory. Once again, very good selection of courses that would work really well with the Mario Kart Double Dash formula. Maple Tree Way being one of the standouts there. Next up, we're talking about coins. We got some item buffs for coins. So in Mario Kart 8 and 7, coins will increase your speed, which isn't fun. No one wants to increase their speed, right? Oh, I take a sip of water. 1 sec. That's good. Okay, so each item can be upgraded using coins scattered through tracks, okay? I'll show you what I mean in a moment. Coins don't contribute speed like the prior titles, and items have different coin amounts. So each item, as you'll see here, if you look where my mouse is, stronger items like the blue shell require more coins to be upgraded than a green shell, for instance, and then each item can be upgraded, every single item, in order to provide a stronger boost, right? So you see here, this would basically be the UI. The coins would be displayed next to the items. And if you collect coins without an item, it wouldn't do anything for you. You have to make sure you have an item. You can't carry coins across items. Okay, Oh, and I should go back. Hold up. That's embarrassing. If you have a secondary item, if you collect coins while what matters is the driver in the back. He's the one that has to be holding the item for the coins to contribute. Okay, let's talk about the upgraded items that require 3 coins. The green shell, it would be faster and larger. It can take 2 hits from either items or players. Previsibly, it cracks upon hitting one player or item before breaking on a second player item. So basically, it has a piercing property where it can go through one player and hit another one. It's faster. It's not as big as, say, the Bowser shell, but it would be about the same size as a fake item box. A little bit larger, just pixels larger for it. It wouldn't be large at all, but it is larger overall than the green shell, making it easier to hit. And it would kind of have a smooth design, similar to a Buzzy Beetle shell. It wouldn't have the pattern at the top that the green shell usually has. It would have more of just like, it's just green and smooth at the top. You know, kind of like Boom Boom shell. Next up, you got the banana. If you upgrade the banana, you just get triple bananas. This is very simple. You know, you press 1, you press 2, you press 3, you get 3 bananas down. However, as a change, if you hold back on the left stick, you place all 3 bananas in a horizontal line, similar to how it works in Mario Kart Tour. So that's a very good way to block stuff off, such as the DK Mountain Bridge. It'd be very successful there. The fake item box, when it's upgraded, takes the appearance of a regular item box, but retains the upside down question mark. It's going to be very hard to see it, whether it's a fake or not. And it's going to be very devious in certain locations that there are moving item boxes, or if item boxes are less, you know, if they kind of appear, they're dynamic, they appear and they disappear sort of deal. So that's where a fake item box that's upgraded would be really effective. The Yoshi egg would be faster and more accurate, which is quite nice because it often dies before hitting someone, or it just misses someone all completely. Furthermore, it guarantees to drop a star, so no matter what, if you hit someone with it, or if it just gets, you know, at the end of its timer, it's going to drop a star, which means that the user can hopefully pick it up before anyone else does. And it, appearance-wise, it turns into a completely golden egg. It doesn't have any white or anything on it. It just becomes purely golden the whole way through for the model. It's very beautiful. Trust me. The upgraded items that require 5 coins, the red shell becomes a flying red shell, and it grows wings, similar to a paratroopa. It flies rather than taking the ground, meaning that it will not hit grounded items. It can still be dodged and defended against. It doesn't, as it hits the ground right before it hits you, but it requires much more precise timing than red shells usually require. Now remember, this requires 5 coins. These are not easy to get, these upgraded items, so they have to be quite strong for players to want to hold onto their items rather than sending one out before getting another item. Because oftentimes you'll have to hold onto that red shell before getting a second item, before you can get this upgraded version of it. So you might have to hold a red shell for like 2 different item sets, and that can't be great sometimes. A mushroom, once you upgrade it, which requires 5 coins, it has a stronger boost, so it will send you farther than normal. The boost knockback will be higher, so basically, say if you get hit by a mushroom after this upgrade, it's as if you were getting hit by a star. It would be the same sort of the strength. Obviously, it's not as great as a star, as it doesn't send you there for the, what, I think it's like 8 or 12 seconds for a star. Regardless, it is quite strong still, as it is a boost forward into attack move. And the appearance, it looks like a 1-up when it's in this state, when you upgrade it. The hearts can be used offensively. It can also be upgraded with 5 coins. It can be used offensively to ram into opponents and cause a strong spin out, similar to the big banana hit. So this is quite like the mushroom, where it allows you to become more offensive with the item. That would usually just be used for, well, this one's for defense usually, but this allows it to become offensive. If you were to hit someone with it offensively, it would use up a singular heart. However, to compensate for that, the hearts will now block 1 extra item, which is quite nice. The big banana, it's hard to upgrade this thing without making it too broken, and broken as in unbalanced. So basically, when you upgrade it, it simply drops 5 bananas instead of 3, meaning that it's going to be hard to dodge for everyone after it's already blocked. Quite a strong item overall. The Super Bell, when it's upgraded, this is one of the new items that we mentioned earlier. When it's upgraded, it can destroy blue shells on its final ring, which means that it has to be timed very well with when the blue shell is thrown, since it takes about 3 seconds for that final ring to actually come into play. Furthermore, the knockback bash is okay. I mentioned earlier that it had the double spin out that the big banana has, but the knockback bash strength attack would be just as strong as, let's say, the Bowser Shell or the Star Bash, similar to what the Mushroom has upgraded here. Okay. For 8 coins, these are some of the strongest items in the game now. We have the Fireball, which turns into the Ice Ball, and it will freeze opponents similar to a Freezy. Now, getting hit by this could really ruin your race, because it makes you all slippery and slidery, which really just, like, if you get hit on a ramp, you'll slide down the ramp without taking any boost panels, and if you get knocked off, you're going to be taking a while to respawn. So it's quite dangerous to get hit by this. Obviously, Fireball isn't the most accurate item, and remember that in Mario Kart Double Dash, it behaves like a shotgun, where it shoots in a spread. So you'll have to be very careful to make sure that you hit this, so you don't waste those 8 coins that you just gathered up for it. Triple Mushrooms are the same as Mushrooms, but there are 3 of them, which is a very big buff. Of course, the Mushroom only requires 5, so Triple Mushrooms requiring 8 is quite generous for it. The Star requires gives you a higher top speed, so currently Star only maxes out your acceleration. This would essentially make you go even faster than that. Furthermore, the Star Bash would make your opponent's miniature, similar to a Lightning, alongside the strong Star knockback that it provides. And then finally, its appearance looks like a rainbow star from Super Mario Galaxy. I didn't mention it, but the Super Bell would look like the Lucky Bell from Mario 3D World. The Big Banana would retain its look. However, it would look green. Same with the regular banana. They would look green. They'd be green bananas, which you can find in Super Mario or Donkey Kong 64. They're green bananas in that game. And then the heart would appear. It would appear orange to signify Daisy, and it have like a flower around it. Yeah. You know, because Daisy is more offensive. Anyways, triple green shells would be the same as the regular green shells here, but you'd get 3 of them, which is quite impactful. If you have them in first, for instance, that's really hard to get past without one of the other upgraded items or something like a star. And the Bob-omb becomes a proximity Bob-omb, so it will blow up as soon as someone gets close to it, or if an item gets close to it. So the Bob-omb currently, if you place it behind you, it will explode within 1.5 seconds. But this would make it so if you placed it behind you, it wouldn't explode until someone got close to it. It will stay on the track for the entire race. It does not have an item limit. It will stay on the track for the entire race until it explodes. And it looks similar to a Bob-omb landmine. So essentially, it looked like the bomb is kind of, you know, it doesn't have legs. It's kind of planted down firmly. It's kind of more cylindrical. It's quite relaxing. And of course, it can be thrown forward as well, so make sure not to drive too close to it after throwing it forward. This could be used in good conjunction with something like a fake item box, or some like green shells or something. And then more upgraded items. Here are the other 8 coin items. A lot of items require 8 coins to be upgraded. The POW block will be upgraded to be the same as the POW block from Mario Kart Wii, where it will remove all items from players ahead of you. However, if the user holds backwards, it will target the players behind them instead of in front of them. And then the POW block becomes blue upon its upgrade. The dash ring becomes a launch star, which will make players invincible for a short time and sends them flying forwards extremely fast along the center of the track. It's only 1 usage, unlike the dash ring usually is, because it usually sends out 3 dash rings, 1, 2, 3, and you go through all 3 of them. But the user also can't... opponents can't use it if the user gets it fast enough, so you have to be careful when to use this. It's not like a bullet bill, you can't just use it, but it is also like a bullet bill where you can get quite a good boost forward. It will take you quite far, and if you get hit by it, it's similar to a bullet bill or a star bash. Of course, the bullet bill isn't in this game, and it becomes orange, similar to a launch star. The banana barrels will launch big bananas instead of regular bananas, and it will also give you a banana shield, allowing you to break the big bananas. So you're able to hit any bananas with this banana shield at the expense of one of your barrels. It will launch up to 6 big bananas total. However, if it is destroyed, it will obviously launch less. So like say you're launching 4 bananas and your left banana barrel's destroyed, and your right banana barrel fires the 5th one, there won't be a 6th one because there's no left banana barrel to fire the 6th one from. Okay, Chain Chomp is faster and more steady, which is quite nice. because the chain chomp currently, if you're doing snaking with Mario Kart Double Dash, we will outspeed the chain chomp. The upgraded chain chomp can also be detached by using the item button again, so you can detach it on straightaways to avoid being launched off, or at the end of spiral staircases, to make sure that you got the fastest speed available, and you don't want to get launched off with it. While in use, the user is invincible from all items except for those such as a star, an explosion, or a lightning. You need to have, I'm calling it knockback bash. So anything that sends you outwards. So say you were to get hit by another chain chomp, you would still get hit. But if you were to get hit by like a banana or a shell or a red shell, green shell, red shell, pow block, no, that would actually knock you back. But like a super bell, you'd be fine. It's a very limited chain chomp shield that you'll get. And finally, the strongest items in the game, the 10 coin items that are upgraded. The spiny shell will behave like Mario Kart 8 shiny shell, causing knockback bash strength to any players it hits along the ground. So basically it will go across the middle of the track. It's a little larger, so a little bit smaller than, say, a Bowser shell, but still quite large. It will go across the middle of the track, the pathing, and then it will hit anyone on its way. It loses wings and becomes darker blue. And when it hits first, it will have a stronger explosion knockback than usual, so it will just be a few frames longer before the player can move again. So here's the lightning. Let's talk about lightning real quick. Lightning is nerfed in the main game. Currently, if you use lightning in Mario Kart Double Dash, it will instantly zap you and cause you to spin out. However, it's nerfed now. It has a 2-second warning before it is going to zap you. The atmosphere will go dark, the music will go light, and the thunder sound is heard, and then boom, lightning strikes, and a second thunder strike is heard. Of course, thunder being the sound that lightning makes, lightning is faster than thunder. This nerf allows you to attempt to shock dodge within that 2-second warning period. So if you have a star, you can instantly pop it, as well as various other moves. So say you have like a red shell or a green shell, sorry, you can throw that at the wall and try and hit yourself, or like throw a banana forward and try to hit it. Or if there's like cars on the track, you can try and hit that to also shock dodge. If you use the lightning with 10 coins, however, it will be restored to its instant usage, allowing you to shock whenever, just instantly, and knock people to be mini immediately, so that they won't have any time to react to any sort of warning. It's just going to be zap, you're dead. So this nerf also makes it quite interesting, because players who have, like, say they're driving towards a ramp, they'll take a moment. Like, they'll stop and be like, okay, well, lightning's coming, I don't want to go over the ramp, so I don't want to get knocked off into the abyss. So that's one good way to nerf it. Triple red shells are the same as 3 of the buffed red shells from earlier. The Bowser shell becomes a dry Bowser shell that will cycle spewing fire and become dormant. Will cycle between spewing fire and becoming dormant. The fire will go on and off with an obvious indicator, as the lights between the cracks of the top of the dry Bowser shell will flare up blue before it shoots fire. So basically, out the middle there, you see that middle section, fire will kind of spew in a circle around Bowser as it spins, and that fire will give you the same knockback as the fireballs. So it basically increases the radius of the Bowser shell without making it too overpowered. When it's thrown forward, however, it will also last longer and will bounce for longer. It's faster and will bounce longer, so it lasts longer overall. And then when thrown back, it's slower and will stay around for longer as well. And then finally, the platinum mushroom, the gold mushroom, it becomes a platinum mushroom. When you boost into an opponent, you will steal their item and knockback bash them, similar to the other mushroom items. And also, this will last 4 seconds longer. It says there Z-Tech is dead. Not entirely true. Z-Tech is still slightly alive in this Mario Kart Deluxe version, Mario Kart Double Dash Deluxe, but it is nerfed, to say the least, where it will only get you like an extra 2 or 3 seconds. This golden platinum mushroom will let you last even longer with that Z-Tech, making the golden mushroom probably last as long as the current golden mushroom would if you were to Z-Tech it. That's basically what you'd get from a platinum mushroom, which is really good. Let's talk about a new way to play. Mario Kart Double Dash, of course, allows players to use 2 vehicles at once, 2 characters at once, but this is the bikes. This is ported directly from Mario Kart Wii. They behave exactly as they do in said game, with wheelies and such. However, They are unable to snake, and their drifting is set on distance that they've driven. They have 20 frames of mini turbo, all of them, the exact same 20 frames of mini turbo, similar to a medium weight kart in Mario Kart Double Dash. So unable to snake and their drifting is set on the distance they're driven. It makes these vehicles still good, but they're not going to be as strong on straightaways if optimal snaking is done. Furthermore, there's only one driver available, meaning you can only carry one item at a time. This is a this is a huge nerf. I didn't swear. Sorry, Miyamoto. Thankfully, they do still have the ability to wheelie, and they do take the tight lines that they do in Mario Kart Wii, meaning that they will be pretty strong vehicles, but they are going to still struggle overall in the item game, as well as they might struggle in the weight department, as they're going to be lighter than regular karts. Stats are still tied to vehicles rather than characters, so a Funky Kong using the Flame Runner would be just as good as, say, Baby Mario and the Flame Runner. Universal Kart Selection. Previously, only heavyweight characters could choose heavyweight vehicles. Or sorry, only heavyweight vehicles could be used by all characters, but now any vehicle can be driven by any character of any size. However, we have to slightly make some adjustments to this to ensure that characters are able to make this work. So, for instance, heavier characters now add weight to themselves. So, due to the universal kart selection, some karts need to increase in size to look adequate on screen. Choosing a medium weight or heavy weight in a lightweight vehicle will increase its size and weight by 1 or 2 respectively. So PD Piranha in the barrel train is going to be larger than Ninja in the barrel train. This does not apply to lower weight characters, however. If Ninja were to use the Wario Kart, it'd be the exact same weight as PD Piranha in the Wario Kart. Okay? This means that there is still benefit to playing solely lightweight characters, as they are these shorter they are smaller, which means that they can take more advanced lines, for instance. So they should still be the more optimal choice overall. But in some lobbies, it would be better to be heavier and larger, so that you can bump people around who are in these smaller vehicles. Furthermore, there's universal character selection, meaning that anyone can choose the same character twice. So you can have 2 Donkey Kongs in the same kart, and everyone can be playing 2 Donkey Kongs in the same kart. This allows everyone to play their own favorite characters, and furthermore, alternate skins are now available, which allows for differentiation based on 2 different characters being in the same kart. And that's all we've got. I don't have a thanks for watching tab. I forgot to make it. I'm so sorry, Miyamoto. Do you have any questions, sir? No? Okay. Thanks for that, Miyamoto. I'm glad you had a good time. This was a half hour long? What the fuck?